back with another one. I got a fellow YouTuber over here. Well, you have he's killing it. He just started his channel. He's crushing it. I should say. I shouldn't say those words in the first 5 seconds of a YouTube video, but he's crushing it, and I'm very proud of him, man. I watch his six-figure morning show basically every day of the week, and his name's Robert. And you want to go ahead and introduce your channel? And they call you RC.
Yeah, man. Everybody calls me RC Edson, RCE. Hell, I got all kinds of good little nicknames, man. So I started running the six-figure morning show at 6 a.m. every morning. I just give life and business advice. And that was really how it started, man. It really started by me giving financial advice to my kids for the future. So if they decide, if they woke up at 25 or 30 years old and they were confused about what to do in life, man, they could go to dad's channel. Like, what will my dad do right now? Will my dad pay taxes on this? Because I tell it straight. Like, if I find a way not to pay taxes, I ain't paying them. I shoot them straight, man. And so that was, and people liked my advice because it was practical. It was very practical. You know, me and you come from, man. We come from a certain area to where, like, the guys we grew up around, if they flipped the car, they were going to, whatever, they were going to take you down to the courthouse, sign over the title, and say, "Hey, tell them you paid $300 for it. Taxes are cheaper." You know what I'm talking about. And
For sure.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I just wanted to say real quick. I know Tyler King is in the chat. He watches your channel. I wanted to say salute to the Buckness and Eric Zunick, New Life with Woody and Amy Joe. I want to say thanks for tapping in. You guys are always in here, and I appreciate it. But yeah, his name's Robert. Is it Edson or Eidson?
Edson.
That's what I thought. I just didn't want to call it wrong, but I call you RC. And basically, I just tap in about every morning if I can. And it's a good show because, like you said, it is. It's very practical. Like when you were talking, I mean, you've given me a lot of good game. Like where you were like you talking about how you got to change the people you're around, and basically, you don't even really got to say anything to them. You can just go. You know what I mean?
Man, just go, dude. So what I really did, man, and I know there's probably going to be a lot more people come into the live and be like, "Who's this guy?" But so what I really did, especially for the ones that are in there right now, is that I took a decade of my life. I found a period of my life to where I was just homeless and I had nothing, and I was like, "This is not life. This cannot be how it is for me." And I took a decade of my life, man, and I studied successful businesses, successful people. I mean, from Hobby Lobby to Nike to Tom Cruise to Tony Robbins, you name it. I sat down and dove deep into the lives of these people.
Yeah. And with books or for podcasts, or how were you doing it?
I did it with books. I had no internet or nothing like that, so I started with books.
Go ahead. I was just showing them your picture.
I got you. Yeah, no, I had no internet or anything like that, man. So I did it all through books. The first book I ever started reading in the personal development was Think and Grow Rich. That was the first one. Think and Grow Rich was the first one that I read, and from there I got addicted to it and I couldn't stop. And so I just did nothing, man. I was reading a book a week. And I mean, I wanted to consume and learn as much as I possibly could because I knew there was no get rich quick scheme, but I knew there had to be a cheat code.
Yeah. Red Storm says that she reads that book, Red Storm. The confidence part in there is the self-confidence piece in there is really, I like that a lot.
Man, what I took away from that book was whatever you want out of life is already yours. You really just got to go for it. Yeah. And then after doing like I know that sounds cliche, but whatever you really want out of life is yours. Like if you want to wait. So when I sat there and jumped into Think and Grow Rich, and then I started learning all these other things, the fastest thing, the most honest thing I could tell you about getting what you want out of life is that whatever you want, you can literally have it, but you have to be willing to take that period of sacrifice. If you want to be a famous actor, then you're going to have to you're going to have to live the actor's journey. Most actors were homeless before they ever became famous. Most of them were very poor. And you're going to have to go and live the actor's journey. If you want to be a famous musician, you're going to have to take the musician's life. you can't say I want to be a famous musician and already still be having a great life. You got to go through the storm. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's
Hey,
simple, but it's not, because you're talking 5 years, a decade of hell.
yeah. I want to tell these guys in here. Salute to Charles and Jordan. I want to tell you guys though. You guys are in for some game. We're going to talk about the TikTok ban, but first off, I'm just trying to let you guys get to know him because like his stuff is very practical. And you talked about you know, seeing it and picturing it. Like I'm reading a little something right now called The Power of Positive Thinking. I don't know if you've read
Yeah,
that book.
yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
I read slow because I got to close one eye and squint. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're getting old, man. Dude, I listen, man. I got to
Hey,
go back and
I
forth. I'm like, oh shit, I got to get my eyes to adjust. I got to move it back and forth.
yeah, no kidding. I don't know why I didn't just get glasses, but that's I went to play basketball. I'm trying to get my body in shape a little bit. I went to play basketball and I couldn't touch the rim. Like I'm getting old, but like normally, man, I could at least jump up there. I used to dunk all the time, man. So I think my muscles just need waking up, and I'll at least be able to hang on the rim. Like that's my goal anyway. Will be salute.
That's
Uh,
very true. My back's going out, and I just really need to get back in the gym and start getting after it. And pull ups, things like that. When your back starts going bad, if you start doing pull ups and things, that helps out so much.
Speaking of pull-ups, my two favorite things, and I just joined the gym last week, but I've been doing push-ups and sit-ups and stuff around that or before I went there, like for about a month. And the
Yeah.
two things I love the most are pull-ups. They got this thing you can put your feet on, and it helps you go up as you
Oh
pull
yeah, yeah,
yourself
yeah.
up. So because I can only even me, I can only do like fresh probably 8 pull-ups. You know what I mean? And
Really?
I'm done. I'm cooked.
Yeah,
Like just
yeah,
like TikTok. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, yeah.
but yeah, I love those and I like the ab workouts. Those are my two favorites out of
No,
all that
man.
stuff. They're always empty. Nobody ever wants to do those. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Give me 1 second. I gotta send this thing. I can do it.
You're good. I'm gonna say what's up to the chat. Hey, Will B, thank you
Okay.
for coming in here, man. Jordan, I see you. And Chris, what's up? This guy right here, I watch his channel, New Life with Woody. Yeah, his channel right here is called Robert C. Edson. Let me click on it real quick. He's got a lot of game, man. You know, I'm trying to get better in 25, and you're a sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time around, right? So, in this day and age, in 2025, you guys ought to listen. You're going to be spending time on the internet with people just because that's the way things are. So, that's just how it goes. You know what I mean? So, even though you're spending time with those people watching podcast after podcast or um, day after day with them, you're downloading some of that information, man, from them, you know. And the 5 people that you're around, say if you're around, you know, just people that aren't about nothing, you're gonna just by instinct, you're gonna be at a lower frequency. You know what I'm saying,
Oh yeah, for
Robert?
sure. Yeah, yeah, you're 100% right, man. When you hang around just anybody that's not wanting to do anything, I really believe it. I know some people don't, and I know some people think that's some old hippie stuff, man. But I do believe that we vibrate at a certain energy at a certain level. And so when you do get around some really like, dude, if you hang out with athletes all day, you're going to become an athlete in some form. You may not become a professional, but you're going to get in shape.
Yeah, it's gonna rub off on you.
It's going to, or you're going to feel like a loser because you're hanging out with these guys and you're not going for a run. You're not going to do whatever. You're going to feel so out of place. So
Yeah,
it's either to get in or get out, kind of thing. And that's so yeah, the people you hang around are 100%. Man, they're going to make or break your life. If you all you hang around is like drunks, then man, it's obvious you're going to drink a beer.
yeah, no kidding. Um,
I
And it
spent
doesn't
most.
even sound that bad, man, but any vice I found out, even these little nicotine pouches, vapes, any of that stuff, man, is just something that takes you away from that best version of yourself. It really is, you know. And same with not exercising. Like when I after I get done exercising, man, I feel like $1,000,000. You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking clear and I'm feeling like $1,000,000, even though I'm sore as shit. You know what I mean? But so I don't know if my audience really reads any books. I have no idea. Maybe if somebody in the chat would ask Robert, maybe about or you know somebody, if anybody in the chat's read anything besides Think and Grow Rich, put it down in the chat and
Yeah,
we'll
let me
talk
know
about it up here.
yeah, for sure. What do you guys read, man? What are you guys into? I got a whole freaking bookshelf back here. I got some more upstairs, but I've read a bunch of stuff, man. I've been reading for a long time. I'll try and bring that over. I don't know if I can get it.
It sounds stupid, guys, but I'm telling you, man, there's something about it. It rubs off on you too.
I got a bunch of stuff up here, man. Anything personal development mindset, guys. I've read it. I've read it from all the classics to any of the modern stuff. I'm trying to get into a lot of the newer things that are out there that people don't talk about. I'm trying to find like a hidden gem. You know, everybody talks about Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, Grant Cardone. I'm trying to make sure I stay away from those guys now, and I'm looking for that one guy. Like I know there's got to be like some hidden gem. There's got to be an Edgar Allan Poe out there in 2025. You
Guarantee
know,
it.
so I'm looking for that guy. I hadn't found him yet, but I'm looking for him.
Yep, for sure. He's out there. And what I was going to ask the chat too, I was going to say, um, I I was going to ask them if they even read books, man. I have no idea about my subscribers. You know, we're probably just either a bunch of concrete guys or a bunch of ex drug addicts. Usually, we're not even on that frequency of reading or drawing or anything. But I found out when I started being creative with the YouTube, I started getting more skills, and I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. When
Something
the
happens.
more creative you are, I think you just end up just becoming more creative. It's actually it's a release. It's not it's hard to explain.
It is, man. It is. And you know, for me being an alcoholic and going through the things, I realized that whenever I started to get sober, that something happened to me. I think it's like my body realized, or at least my mind did, how much time I'd wasted on alcohol. Because I spent
Come on.
years drinking, man, hard drinking, hard liquor too. And then by the time I got sober, I sat down and next thing you know, I started like doing marketing and business and just reading and really getting involved in these things and really becoming creative. And it was like I was able to operate at superhuman speed. You know, I was able to do things that the average person couldn't. And I think honestly, man, I think it was because I knew how much time I'd wasted by being under the influence all because I spent days. I mean, I'd wake up and start drinking or something, man. You know, I spent days like that.
I
What are
think
you gonna
about
say?
that all the time, man. How much time I wasted doing dope. I was used to bang it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
IV and you know, but yeah, I was gonna say though, some of these guys probably don't know who you are. So you tell them when you started YouTube and how many subscribers you got right now. Because
Uh,
I guess you got 31 or something.
yeah, I think I'm about to hit like 32,000, I think, man, somewhere in there. But I started, this will be my seventh month on YouTube.
7 months and he got up to 31. Not with shorts. I mean, he posts a few, but his
Yeah.
main thing's long form. So anybody can get up that quick is doing something right, you know. Uh
Are these guys, are your subscribers? How many people you got in here, man? How many people are in there?
About 64. Look, his most popular video is 360,000 views, and he's already put up 31,000 subscribers from long form. So he's got in 7 months he's already gone over 55,000 on long form 4 times. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And you've been consistent too. That's the thing I want to tell these guys, man. Look, it's getting ready to get a lot harder on YouTube because of this TikTok thing we're getting ready to talk about. But if you can figure out, like you basically programmed it in your mind that you were going to do this. Tell them about the day you quit your job and decided to go full time on YouTube.
So my job was 100% disrespectful. I'll be honest with you that if it wasn't for that, I'd probably still be there, man. Because I had enough energy in me, and I'm money hungry. And I had enough energy in me that I was like, hey, I can work this job and I can work YouTube. I mean, to anybody in the chats, YouTube is a full-time job. I mean, you could run it as a part-time if you want to, but you're going to get part-time results. If you run this thing as a full-time job and you take it serious, you are going to, I mean, you're going to dominate because a lot of
Yeah.
people are just wanting to upload at random times. They're wanting to upload once a week or whenever they feel like it, every 2 weeks. And I was like, no. Yeah, you got 65 people in there, man. So I'll go ahead and give them my strategy a little bit if you want me to, man, and tell them
Go
what I
ahead.
thought.
Go ahead.
65 people So if you guys are interested in how I grew the YouTube, was I decided to run it like a radio show. I
Oh
uploaded
shit.
6 8. You good?
Yeah, I was just missing the chat, guys. I didn't think you guys were even commenting. My bad. Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay,
Go
you good?
ahead. Go ahead. I'm going to see if they said any books. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, okay. Let me
Hey,
jump
go ahead
off
and
that.
say your strategy,
Yeah,
Robert.
yes, man. I sat there and where's that? My strategy was to run this thing like a radio show. I sat there and I thought about all the successful people, like the original OGs, Mr. Rogers. You know, the people like that really started the damn Paul Harvey's. You know, of old school radio. And I was like, what's the deal? What made those people successful? Even Joe Rogan today or Howard Stern. And I was like, nothing. They just showed up at the same time, same place every day. You knew they were going to be there. There was nothing fancy about these people. There's nothing different about Joe Rogan than any me, you, or the people in the chats. Joe Rogan just shows up same now he doesn't have to because he's got such a following. But in the beginning, he showed up same time, same place every day and he uploaded. You knew where he was going to be. It's just like, man, if freaking Pepsi or Coca-Cola, if the Chinese restaurant in your town kept changing its logo and changing its name, you would say something's wrong with that place. I ain't eating there. You
Yeah.
would think it's a bad rating. You know what I mean? So I figured I'm not going to run my YouTube channel like that 6 a.m. every day, Monday through Friday. That way the people know where I'm at. They know where I'm going to be. And I knew if I did that consistently, time after time again, they would say, man, this dude don't give up. Hey, I know this dude will be there 6 a.m. every morning. Nobody wants to get attached to you if you're just going to be all over the place. They'd be like, well,
You're
shit, I
right.
don't know what's going on with him. I can't imagine, you guys in the chats, I'd say everybody's around our age, man. So you guys grew up with the Dukes of Hazzard, you grew up with Chips, you grew up with Family Matters, you grew up with, Saved by the Bell or Full House, those types of those shows. If those shows came on at random times during the day, you would have stopped watching.
Yeah. That's
But
why I
they
brought
show
you on here, man, because I knew you got some game here. People are starting to understand. I got a quick joke. Tommy Thunder said he read Playboy, and somebody else said they read Stephen King. Hey, that's still reading. I don't know. I just try to. I just started reading, so I kind of did, man. I see you will be, but I kind of did get lucky, man, because I hit stuff. You can find stuff early on YouTube, and not only that, you can be consistent. I was consistent on shorts, man. I didn't. The cool thing about shorts is you don't have to worry about doing it at the same time every week. If you're on long form, you do. That is so important, man. I've tried that, but shorts have always been kind of my bread and butter since I started paying. What's up, YouTube streets? So this guy right here, his name's Robert. He's got some game, man. But yeah, that's showing up at the same time. What about we're gonna talk about this TikTok, man. But what I wanted to, what did you talk about when you were talking about basically shit, man, the Think and Grow Rich stuff, man, the self-confidence part. What do you think about that?
Okay, so the main thing I remember from Think and Grow Rich, and I mean this, and I want to try and word it right so everybody in the chats can really understand, is that whatever you want, and I know this sounds like some cornball hippie shit, but
Yeah.
I'm being honest with you, man. Whatever you want out of your life is already in you and it's already yours. But you got to move and operate with full confidence. You can't go somewhere and be scared and timid, and you got to really know. Here's something that's really good. Now, this isn't Think and Grow Rich, but this is something that I tell people, and this comes from Brian Tracy. And Brian Tracy says it, and I believe it 100%, that you have to become a millionaire before you ever have $1 million. You have to become the type of person up here that can mentally handle $1 million. Because if I gave somebody in the chats $1 million, you're going to mess it up. You're going to
Yeah.
screw it up. You're going to go spend it. You're waste it. You're going to lose it. Whatever you do, you're going to give it to family and friends. You're going to try and look cool. You're not going to be able to maintain it and grow it. So
Yep.
up here, and that's where my own stuff, once I did all this research, my own stuff. So if you want to get rich, man, it's business, stocks, and real estate. Business to make the money, stocks to grow the money, real estate to hold the money.
Yep.
You learn all three of these, but master one, and you'll become a multi-millionaire. Master one, business, stocks, or real estate, but learn all three.
Yeah. But But in the meantime, if trying to get up to there, some people aren't even close to that level. Somebody said I would like to see Joe Rogan do a day as a concrete finisher. Hey, he could do it, I bet, though.
I bet he could. He's in shape, man. Joe Rogan's in freaking shape. He could do it.
But you know how but sometimes the concrete guys, the big guys come out there and they can't do it. But anyways, that was funny. I had to say that. I forget who said that, but and Matt's Concrete T, he gave me a super chat. I appreciate you. He that he works out with me throughout the week. He's lost 20 pounds and he's showing up, man. He's showing up. And
That's
he
cool,
just got a
man.
gym membership himself. So I'm proud of him, man. And I think that piece has a lot to do with it. But there was something I always wanted to say. You also you said that stuff always already exists in you, but you put yourself in a position, um, kind of like Joe Rogan put himself in a position by getting on Fear Factor, always showing up for the UFC
Sure.
even before Dana White was there. Or no, I'm sorry, he was always into that sport before Dana White was in the UFC.
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
So he put himself kind of just right in the right spots. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you put yourself in the right spots and you posted at 6 a.m. doing the right things every time, or doing, showing up at the exact same time. I just,
It was all thought out, man. I tried to, most of my life, I've just done stuff. No plan. I just like, oh, let me go try this. Let me try that. No plan. Everything backfires. I look like a freaking
yeah,
loser. And I tell people all the time, something has to happen to you for you to take control of your life. Like you could talk all day long about getting sober or quitting cigarettes or something, but you're never going to do it until you really want it. You know what I mean? You're
yeah,
never going to stop smoking until you really want to stop smoking.
yeah,
I don't
yep,
I don't care what you do. I know people that wore the patches and smoke cigarettes.
yeah.
You
I
know what
know,
I'm
I
saying,
know.
man? Like
We'll
it doesn't
start vaping, smoking, and chewing all at the same
all
time,
the
just
same
because.
time. Yeah.
Yeah,
And so, man, I tell people all the time, something has to happen to you. When
it does.
something bad happens to you, I don't know what it is, and I hope it's not that bad. But for me, it was ending up homeless. When I ended up homeless, I was like, I can never. And I had a 10-year-old, my son was 10 at the time. And he's looking at me like, Dad, and man, dude, I ended up having to go stay at, luckily, man, my dad passed away and he left the house. But that it was really just, it was a shell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
It,
yeah,
it wasn't anything. I mean, it kept you out of the elements, man. That was it. It kept you out of the weather. But I ended up going there and sleeping on the floor in that thing for a little while, and then, man, I ended up moving in with my mom for a little bit horrible situation. But I was like, this can never happen to me again. That was
yeah,
what
yeah,
had happened to me, man, was losing everything. And that's when I didn't care. I turned everything off and everybody off. I deleted social media. I threw my cell phone in the Ohio River. I had no phone, no internet, no social media. I did not give a shit to talk to any of those people that I used to know. I had to ride a bicycle back and forth from home to Texas Roadhouse to wash dishes. Now, mind you, I'd already done 10 years in the Army, active duty, all kinds of stuff. So
damn.
I was already, man, I did 10 years in the Army. I'm a single dad, everything. I lost everything that I had. And I'm having to ride a bicycle back and forth to Texas Roadhouse to wash dishes just to have some money coming in. But the whole time I'm like, this isn't it for me. This can't be it. And so, man, I would do that. I was working on my resume. I was doing personal development, self-help kind of stuff, just reading, researching. And I wasn't taking no for an answer. A lot of people, man, they'll knock on the door and they'll tell them, "Nah, we don't need your help." And shit, man, I go to the next door. I just kept knocking. I
Yeah, you
just kept
can't throw the
knocking.
baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And I just kept showing up. I kept knocking and I just kept doing what I had to do. And I
That's
really, man, I made my life work for me. And I quit taking what people were going to give me because they felt like I deserved. So I knew that I was worth more than, $12 an hour, shit like that, man. And I started going and taking what I wanted and just saying, like, this is the price I set for myself, $25. That's what I'm going for. And I just
yeah.
started going for it. Everybody can do it. It's going to take
Yeah,
time.
concrete's not worth 25 an hour. It's worth way more than that. Like I
It-
used to tell myself that all the time and doing all everything I'm doing, it's not worth, this even being an owner, it's not it's such a hard work sometimes. Hey, I got to switch over to the topic that I put in the thumbnail
yeah,
though. I think
yeah.
it's going to affect the economy kind of rough, man. But I think it's very necessary, and I'll give you my thoughts, and then you can give me yours. The TikTok ban is crazy. Matt said they're going to ban CapCut too. I don't give a damn. I'll just start editing it on something else. But that would be crazy. But there's a lot of ones just kind of like CapCut. But I think I heard just whatever that. I don't give a damn what happens. You know what? I think that the United States needs to have its own social media apps running here anyway. And we need to have the top 3 or 4 in the world. And when a new one comes on the block and just takes over, basically, the United States, as you know, they got to do something about it. And I think they're throwing it on the Biden administration on the last day just so it doesn't make Trump look bad, or they're doing it so it's going to trip up the economy so he starts off on a rough foot right off the bat. I don't know, but it's definitely going to hurt I feel like it's going to hurt our economy if it goes through. And some people don't even think it's going to go through. But we're talking about this. Go ahead and give your thoughts if you want.
You think it's going to hurt the economy if the TikTok ban does go through?
Yeah, because I think there's a lot of people that make a lot of it helps TikTok is a TikTok shop. A lot of people make a lot. There's a lot of people that sell
Sure.
stuff on TikTok shop, and there's a lot of people that grind just to make a week's worth of living. Think about it. They took your YouTube away for nothing. You know what I mean? It would suck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I 100% agree with that. And I also, man, you go away from that. What kind of turd are we about to unroll, man? If you go ahead and take TikTok away, knowing that's China owned, Chinese made, Chinese owned, you take
Yeah.
that away, and then you're trying to implement tariffs on them. You start trying to tax them for their goods and their trades that they're bringing over here, and we're going to take away one of their platforms from here. You know what I mean? Like what kind of storm are we getting ready? You're trying to tax these people already. You want to take away one of their platforms in the country. You're putting these tariffs on all these other countries. Like what are we really open? What kind of can of worms are we potentially opening?
That's what I was thinking about in the back of my head too.
What example are we saying? What are we saying to China right now that we don't want you? We don't want your kind over here. We don't want you here, kind of thing. You know what I mean? What are we saying to them?
I think we're just saying, look, you guys aren't going to have the most dominant social media app in our country, you know, because
That's very true.
they hadn't passed YouTube yet, but I think they were on their way. I don't know. YouTube's still always been the best place for creators, and except for TikTok Shop, people got rich off that stuff. But excuse me, they got rich off that stuff, but not everybody did. Some people just got lucky and got rich, But yeah, TikTok Shop was a big banger, but I guess it's getting harder. But what I'm saying is, as YouTubers, as people wanting to get on YouTube, it's getting ready to get a lot harder for YouTubers because there's going to be a bunch of TikTokers that come to YouTube Shorts, and they're going to figure out long form too. They're not just going to be Shorts creators. I don't think. I wouldn't be, because
No,
everybody
no, for
knows the
sure.
money's on long form.
No, I could see that to where, man, I get it, everything you're saying. Here's something that this is going to shift gears a little bit, but this is something that I'd actually heard earlier today, and it was puzzling to me. So, man, I'm not going to dive deep into the rabbit hole of George Orwell and things like that, and the Chinese propaganda and the things that they've done before. But there's the Red Notebook. You ever heard of the Red Notebook for Chinese propaganda taking over countries, things like that? You ever heard of that?
I
When we
think I have heard of it once, but I can't say for sure. I think I have.
have throughout your life,
Yeah,
it's something that the older generations from the freaking 50s and whatever that
I
you're
heard about
freaking
it once. I think. Yeah.
you would have throughout your life. But here's the thing, man. So when if with them making the threat to ban the TikTok, a lot of the kids have went over to the China platform and they're downloading Red Note.
What is it?
It's called Red Note.
Oh,
They're
okay.
downloading the Chinese version of Instagram.
Okay.
That's like the kids protest for getting rid of TikTok. They're downloading the Chinese version of Instagram. It's called Red Note.
Wow. I know there's an app called Lemon that supposedly, like Matt told me, it's like TikTok. If that's the case, guys, you might want to slide over there and if it's not bullshit, you'll know if it's bullshit because I went on one time and I was like, this is all bots. I don't even want to do this. This is stupid. You're trying to get your app off and you're using all bots. But I see Will B said his niece wrote a book about the social media in China called "Let 100 Voices Speak." I couldn't imagine their social media, bro.
That, that's what it is, man. Red Note is really their social media. And so what I'm saying about that, man, is that so here's the deal with TikTok, that this is what the government was saying is TikTok was accessing families' Wi-Fi's and taking information. But I mean,
Oh,
you know, yeah, I don't. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I don't have anything to give you anyway. You know what I mean? So it didn't
yeah.
matter to me. And it was just a platform to me. My son uses it. He loves it. I don't see what the problem was with it. I'm like you. I think this was a way for American companies to kick them out and dominate the social media market. Because
Because Zuck,
I
I don't
think
know.
Facebook was a dying platform, man. I really think Facebook was a dying platform.
I do too. And now, dude, anything Dana White touches, you could talk about that, but anything he touches, he turns to gold. And he helped Bud Light out when they were really struggling. Now he's kind of Facebook's coming. That's another one. Don't focus on lemon. Let me take that back. Focus on Facebook.
Focus on Facebook, man. They're getting ready to dump a lot of money into Facebook. Focus on Facebook. They've hired Dana White. Dana
Yeah.
White's he's sitting on the board. He's sitting on the board of chairmans or whatever. He's like the top dog up there. He's like right under Zuckerberg of Facebook, man. They've hired him to rebrand it and reshape it and make it Facebook of the future. And that's what Joe Rogan was talking about. He was like, dude, you just spent all these years basically policing us and following what the government said to do, and now you're the good guy. And that's what Joe Rogan was telling Zuckerberg, like, you spent all these years lying to us, and now we're supposed to believe you're the good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
I
not
think
saying, Mike, I'm not saying he says stay away from Facebook. I'm not saying that. Look, I'm just saying there's an opportunity there.
from,
There's going to
from
be
a
you can
business
make money on Facebook three different ways right now. You can do it by video post, reels, or you can do it by just regular text post and photo post. Like that ways, some people are banking on there. I'm just saying there might be an opportunity there for some
standpoint,
people.
from this is a thing, man, a lot of people don't understand. But look, from a business standpoint, you need to be paying attention to Facebook. So, guys, money is like a river. You need to see which way that money river is flowing, and then you need to jump in. If you don't know how to make money, if you don't know how to get rich, then follow the money. Where is the money going? We live in an attention-seeking society. Jump in the river. I'm trying not to cuss on your freaking podcast. You know I'm a cusser. I cuss it up on my channel, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
But jump in the river. That's where money's flowing. Money's going to flow to Facebook. Facebook was a dying market. It's like this: Instagram's a business card. Facebook's a phone book.
Yeah.
Phone books are dead. Facebook is the new phone book. And Mark Zuckerberg realized that, hey, you know what, man? Facebook's dying. I don't know what to do with it. He's got Dana White to come over there and revamp it. They're going to turn it into like an X. They're moving away from the fact checkers. They're moving away. Dude, I couldn't even post none of my products on Facebook. They kept taking them down. They're getting ready to take all that off. You're going to be able to
Yeah.
post there. You're going to be able to say things within reason, speak your mind. So Facebook is going to be the man. Follow Facebook, learn Facebook. You'll be able to make money on Facebook. You're going to be able to
Ev-
upload video. Go ahead.
e- Even if you don't make money off posting on Facebook, you can get into Facebook groups, post stuff like and do your service-based business like or you can if you had a tattoo shop, you could run ads on Facebook
Sure.
or you can run free ads on Facebook in your local area in Facebook groups and you can get that's what I do with my concrete is I run free ads in my local Facebook groups and it just I dominate that area. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
For sure. For sure, man. I would tell anybody, man, just learn it. I mean, it is what it is, but I tell anybody to learn it. You
Yeah.
don't have to use these platforms for fun, man. You can use them straight business. I use them now for business. I mean, I don't do any business. That's it. I don't do
Yeah.
anything else with them, man. Business. And then once you create a YouTube channel, especially like the one you got, man, all you can think about is growing. All you can
Yeah.
think about is being creative and growing and getting to that next level, achieving the goals for the channel. Where do you see the platform going? Where do you see your channel going? So, that's that's the difference between the people that are doing it and those that aren't. It's the difference. It's like I talk about on my channel, man, from being consumers and creatives. You
Oh,
know,
I
it's
know.
a
Yeah.
difference. There's a difference.
There's a big difference.
Big difference
You want to create more than you can consume for sure. You know, it's
big
not
difference
even close.
because, dude, I see these platforms as positivity and not negativity as a creative, but as a consumer, it's very negative.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If all you
The
do is
real
just
money's
consume,
Oh, I was
go,
reading one of the comments. He said the real money's in memberships, whether Facebook or on Patreon. Get a few hundred members paying a set amount. It adds up quick. It does. It's different for every creator though. Um, it's very different. I always did my channel as a hobby, and that's what kind of hurt me is I never went as a business. You know, what I mean, on this channel, and I never worried about. I got some work off of it local, but I never pushed my YouTube local. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Because
yeah, yeah.
I didn't never do it. I don't know why, but if I would have, I guarantee you this would have been a way to get money because other people use YouTube, but I find Facebook way better than YouTube as far as the business side.
Oh, yeah,
But
for
I
sure.
love YouTube because I met, the ads you can run, the ads they put on your videos, and then you get your AdSense check, and then you come home with, a like when I was doing concrete, I'd make so much, and then I'd make an extra on top of that from YouTube. And usually it's been at least 3,000 a month. And I just want to say I appreciate everybody that watches my channel because in the last whole year or two, I haven't made less than 3,000 extra every month for
That's
2 years.
good, man.
It has Well, it may have dropped down to 2,900 a couple times. I just round that up though, but yeah, it's been up right around. And then there's been some months where it's gotten up to 10, and I'm just grateful.
That's
Very
good,
grateful.
man.
I learned a lot though. I learned a lot, and I'm still gonna do concrete. I want to do next year. I want to do decorative concrete. I don't want to necessarily do regular concrete. I want to
You
do
want to
some.
niche down, do some
I bought
decorative.
some
Yeah,
new stamps, and I want to use them a lot. You know.
that's good. That's real good.
Yeah.
That's good, man. For me, dude, I use YouTube to funnel for the coaching business, man. That was what YouTube was for. That was for me because, man, I've always been in the business consulting area. I've always been
Yeah.
there. And so once I got on YouTube, I saw the opportunity to funnel it that way and to come online and start doing it. So I was like,
Oh
this is
yeah,
what
for sure. That's what
it
I
worked.
plan on doing on this new channel. I'm just not going to do it through this channel because this channel is just not the right channel for that. Like I said, I started this channel as a hobby, never once had a posting schedule, never. And you can rebrand, but I'm not. I just want to keep doing concrete on this one, and then also have another one. And I tried that with the other channel, but it's not. That one wasn't the right channel to do it with. It needs to be completely organic. I feel like. What do you think about organic versus, well, anything else? Organics to me, as you got to do both, but on YouTube it's basically all organic. You can pay for ads once you get big enough, but um it's organic to grow your channel. It's nothing else.
Yeah, yeah. Everything I've done so far has been organic, man. As far as on YouTube, everything I've done has been organic. And as far as Instagram and Facebook, I think you can do it organic. I think Instagram, you got to do it tactfully. Like you got to really do it clean. You got to pay attention to your pictures. They got to be pretty legit because there's a lot of competition on Instagram.
There's a
And you got
lot
to
of
do your
competition.
hashtags and uploads and stuff, on Instagram. But on Facebook, see, my problem with Facebook is, man, that a lot of people actually know me from Facebook. I got ex-girlfriends on there. I got people I worked with, people I cussed out, all kinds
Yeah.
of stuff. They're not going to support shit. I don't even know why I even have a Facebook. Honestly, I need to delete the one I have and restart completely fresh
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you.
because I
I
don't have
started a
good
new one.
people on my Facebook. I only have about 20 people from my YouTube channel on my Facebook. The other people are just people that I used to know.
I want to so I heard another video you talked about. I want to wrap this up for too long, but I want to talk about as far as being on different platforms. I think YouTube's the best as far right now, but it's very important. I've heard you say this about having your name the same on all the platforms and have it basically exactly the same on all the platforms.
Yeah, for sure, man. That makes it easier for everybody to find you. It's just personal branding, man. If you're trying to get to the next level, it's just personal branding, man. I mean, there
Simple.
you don't want to be Jerry Jones over here on Facebook, and then you're over here Todd Tyler on Instagram. Because I do people come to my coaching and they're like that. They're so scattered. I'm like, dude, I don't know who the hell you are. And it's like I can't
They're
find
like,
you.
I've been talking to you for a month.
Yeah, yeah, and that's seriously, man. I'm like, I don't know, man. And so, listen, if you're trying to really get to that, listen, for especially for anybody in the comment section, man, if you're really trying to get to a very high successful level, you're not going to be able to hide. Somebody's going to hunt you down, find out who you are. There's going to be something. They're going to find out your ex-girlfriend, ex-husband, your baby daddy, your baby mama. They're going to find you out. You're not going to be able to hide. So you, when I first came on YouTube, I went out there and I said, dude, I aired out all my dirty laundry in like my first couple videos, and I said, I'll expose myself before I let you mother effers do it.
No
And I
kidding.
meant it, man, and I meant it from the bottom of my heart. You can't cancel me. And the reason you can't cancel a person like me is because I don't care about being canceled. I will
Yeah.
take that cancellation and turn that into something bigger. I'll be on freaking WPSD or some crap. I'll be somewhere.
Yeah. 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 I understand that. Like, and when you get on it, there's one more thing I want to talk about. So like there might be people in the comments or people that watch the replay that dig this. When you get on YouTube, you can do it for a business, but you have to do it you can't do it for the money most of the
No,
time, because
no,
most of the time people aren't going to get to where you're at in 7 months. Most
no,
of the
no,
time
not
people
at
aren't going
all.
to get the 30,000. I've seen it done by a couple other people, but then I've seen it done by a concrete guy, but he went to 100,000 in 7 months. But you know what? That's very rare. Most people are gonna, most people are gonna have to grind and learn skills. It's not just one skill for YouTube. There's several skills, and it. I don't know. Just don't give
So
up, but don't expect. Don't quit your job for YouTube. That
no,
that
no,
that was.
no, I don't recommend that at all either, man. So I don't recommend quitting your job for YouTube. So, dude,
But you
with
did it.
I did it. Yeah, yeah, I did it. But there's a difference with me, guys, with quitting my job and doing it. There's a big difference. But man, I'll tell you what I've noticed at least about myself, and the strategy that I implemented was that I was not going to come onto YouTube a lie. I was coming for longevity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, and what I mean by that is I only talk about what I 100% know and understand. I don't make things up. I don't speak on things. If somebody asks me a question and I don't know it, I just tell them I don't know.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't, I don't, I don't, I don't talk about anything. That's why I only talk about mindset. I only talk about how to properly budget and plan. I talk about real estate because I understand stuff like that. I don't talk about the stock market very often because I don't play in it. I don't talk about crypto, Bitcoin, because I don't mess with it. I don't talk about that. I'm old school, man. I'm old
yeah.
school as I talk about flipping land, flipping houses, flipping trailers, flipping cars. I talk about things like that, man. I do not talk about anything that I do not fully understand. I talk about everything. I could tell you this stuff with my eyes closed. That's the kind of stuff I talk about.
A lot of
Uh,
that's from reading too, because you've learned it from reading.
well, man, yeah, yeah. I learned it from reading, but man, I've actually done it. I flipped my last house, and that's actually on my YouTube. My mom actually lives in the last house I flipped. I didn't sell it.
Yeah,
She actually lives there in that home, and I'll sell it the day she passes away. But she wanted to retire, and I bought that place dirt cheap. I remodeled it for a little bit of nothing, made it livable for her, and I was like, here, you don't got to worry about rent anymore. I feel like that whatever issues me and her had, I feel like I was able to kind of squash that by giving her a place to live.
yeah,
Me and her, we don't really speak a lot, but my soul feels clean. You know what I mean?
yeah. I meant like when you learn the stuff you talk about most of the time is
Oh, for
either
sure.
you lived it or you learned it from
For
like
sure. Yeah, yeah. You lived it
from
to learn it.
books and
Yeah,
stuff.
for sure. For sure, man. I spent a lot of time.
Bill B wants to know, what area of the country are you from?
What area? I'm from Kentucky. I live in Nashville.
Oh, okay. And I want to say salute to Krupp, Thunder Gang, and Tommy Thunder. They both were in here. They help. They're big time. They're like brothers to me. You know what I mean?
Man, that's
That's why they're in here. But um, I'm getting kind of tired. But yeah, TikTok's banned. I look for YouTube to get harder. I look for Facebook to have a big area.
I can see.
And I
I
look
can see,
for
man.
Instagram to still be probably the best place to be, the best place to if you have a business. But if you want to be a content creator and you just want to have fun, I'd go to YouTube or Facebook, because you can do a lot of reels and stuff on Facebook too. But you can't really do long form on Facebook. You could, I guess. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about Facebook. I That's something I need to get into more.
I need to get in more to it too, but you can only upload for so long on Facebook. They'll cut your video. I mean, I think they only let the videos be like, unless you have a hell of a following. You know, Grant Cardone could get on there and upload for 20 minutes, but
That's what I was wondering.
me and you get on there, man. I don't know if you got to pay for that or not, but like if I go to Facebook, I've never been able to upload past like 9 minutes or something.
Yeah, unless, yeah, we got to get back on here after, in a few weeks, man. When after see what happens with TikTok, and we'll both, or maybe we'll get on your page or something. I'm getting kind of tired. I had a basketball game with my daughter. I coach my 7-year-old daughter, and she had a good game, man. So today was a perfect day for me. I worked out real hard this week, and this was my first rest day. So I was like, damn, I needed this one, but it really wasn't a rest day because I worked real hard. And people don't say some people don't think YouTube's and doing that type of stuff and working with other people. Like I was working with Jaden, putting that landing page together for for what I'm doing, and that stuff's work, man.
Oh, hell yeah. Work, dude. That stuff's a lot of work. I've had to sit down and work on my own page and try to get that thing cleaned up. That stuff's a lot of work, man. YouTube is work, and that's why whenever people give content creators a little bit of shit, they act, dude, it's work. This is a full-time job, man. And if you're not ready for that, you ain't gonna make it.
That's just I want you to hear that again, because a lot of guys they get on here and if you're not ready to make this into a full-time job, you're not gonna make it most of the time.
It's a full-time job, man. Honestly, I'm at least doing 60-hour weeks on YouTube. At least. And that's because I have the time. And that's also, man, if you add my coaching business, 100-hour weeks easy. With the coaching business and YouTube, I'm doing 100-hour weeks, man. But I mean, it's fun. I enjoy it. I'm loving working for myself. I love making my own schedules. I have no complaints, man.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. My dog, I hear it kind of getting up. I'm gonna have to go. I got a puppy. I want to say something. Remember how I told you backstage how I was gonna at least double the amount of people in your next live stream? I don't want you to tell you what I told you. I just wanted to get that on the live stream because I think it's gonna happen. It happened for a couple other guys, but we'll see. And we'll have to check that out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure, dude. Definitely, man. Let's get back on there and do this again. I enjoyed it. I feel like you got a good community in there, man. So
oh, we do, and there's a live streaming community in here too. Most of the people that are in here right now, they belong to a live streaming community, and but I've seen a few concrete guys in here. I've seen all the comments, but I didn't want to interrupt you or anything. And you had some good game, man. So that's just a little bit. If you guys want to check out his channel, it's Robert C. Edison on YouTube, and it'll pop right up because he's got 31,000 subscribers, and he's trying to get up to 50 real quick. So go subscribe.
yeah, definitely, guys. Come over. I'd love to have you, man. Well, I go live every Sunday, so I'll be live tomorrow at 5. I'd love to have you guys. But
he drops the link too. He drops the link. So this is a live stream. A lot of the guys are in here like lives. He'll drop the link everyone. I don't know how often, but I've seen you drop the link before for sure.
Oh, live stream to come on and talk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll drop the shit out of the link. I'll let anybody come on and talk, man. I'll fix your credit right there on live if you want to do it. You know what I mean? Like if you want to come and you want to fix your credit on freaking live, man, I'll do it. What happened to him? He leave? He said I messed it up. Hey, well, thanks for dropping my link right there, Will B. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Grub said I messed it up. No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
My fault.
Dude,
getting out of here was weird. It didn't let me back in. It put me in the chat. But anyways, yeah, we were about done anyway. I'm getting tired. They put your link. What happens? I clicked on your link in the chat. I was trying to pin it. Pin it at the top. But yeah, I appreciate you guys putting his link in there. But yeah, Dirty Kenzo will be tattooing you 410. I see you guys. Krupp.
Hey, but
funny guy.
No shit though, man. For you guys in the comments, I mean, if they ever want to come over, dude, I sit there. If you guys got credit issues, you got credit problems, you want to talk about them on live, I got no problem with it. All are welcome, man. I don't judge anybody. I'll show you how to get that shit off your credit, clean stuff up, raise your score right there, man. That shit, no scam, nothing intended. It just, I love to help people, man. Just something I do. We do it on live all the time.
You can't keep what you have unless you unless you give it away. You know what I'm saying? But hey,
Man.
yep. Well, hey, I
Hey,
appreciate it, man.
Thank you for having me on. Thank you guys in the chat for showing up.
For sure. Yeah, I appreciate you guys in the chat. And I hope you guys learned something. This has probably been one of my longest lives ever, but I appreciate you, man. And thank you,
too,
for the super chat. Everybody sent a super chat, Matt and everybody. But yeah, remember, if you're pouring concrete, try to pour it in the morning and don't pour too much. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Take care.
All right. Thanks.
Uh-huh.